So I'm over at the house, checking it out, making sure everything is good. I'm upstairs on the second level, and then I just hear a boom, like the door closed or something, as well as the plastic that was on the window was tussling and a little knocking. I'm thinking to myself, like, I know that there's nobody in this house with me. Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. As you saw in the intro, we had a forced entry false alarm. And I figured I'd go ahead and share the story. I am here today, so I'm safe and sound, but it was an experience. So as we left off, there was a loud boom. There was some tussling with the window or whatnot. So I start to call out. You know, it's a big house too. I start to call out to see if there's anyone inside of the home, and I'm not getting any type of response, but I'm still hearing the knocking and the tussling, and it just sounds inside of the house. So I am armed at this point. I always recommend, if you're going to check out vacant houses, always bring some type of weapon for defense. For me, I prefer a gun. For you, yours may be a knife or some type of mace or a stick or whatever it is that you feel comfortable protecting yourself with. I highly advise it when you're going in vacant houses. I'm in and out of a lot of vacant houses, so there's no telling who I can stumble upon. Oftentimes when you stumble upon someone, you're scaring them just as much as they may scare you. So they're going to protect and defend themselves the same way that you would have to react to defend yourself as well. So that's just a little side note. But back to my story with me, I'm inside the house and I do have my firearm. I'm calling out to either come out or to either exit the house, the front or the back. Cool, you know, whatever you're doing, but I'm here now, so I need you to either exit the front or the back of the house. I'm not getting any response. So at this point in time is that moment where you think, you know, I'm a man, you know, I'm tough, I can handle myself. So do I go and clear the house like I watch on Call of Duty, or else do I maintain my position and if there is a threat, let it come to me? Because I feel like the only thing worse than an active threat is the unknown. So if you're inside of a house, you know, for one unknown is you don't know if the person's armed or not. You don't know if they're doped up on drugs or not. Also, the biggie with me is you don't know if it's multiple threats or not. So that's where even if you have a firearm, where if you're going up against multiple guys or gals that may have a firearm each, and you're in a sticky situation right there as well. So I chose the route to maintain my position upstairs, continue to call out, continue to listen for any movement, and I dialed 911, let them know what was going on. I think somebody's in the house. You know, we come over and check it out, and I would maintain my position and I would defend myself if anyone did come up to try to harm me, or if there was any movement near me. You were coming to defend yourself, or if you were moving near me, you were a target. Luckily, the wife and the boys were out in the car, so I texted her some directions. She followed them. We aren't far from some of my other family members' house, so she gave them a call. And by the time St. Louis Finest got there, I see my family as well coming in the house to case it out and make sure I'm all right. Even my mother-in-law, she's like, you know, do we need to bring the knives? No, I think if we do, we may not need any knives. But they were all mounted up and ready to go. But yeah, St. Louis City, they came in, and that was another case in point there. For all of my real estate investors, rapport building is very important. So as St. Louis City is making their way up, I'm trying my best to build my rapport with them, to make sure that they trust me, let them know I'm the owner of the property, letting them know that I am armed and I'm ready to follow any instructions that you're going to give me as you approach me. And I cased the rest of the house, and they were cool. Thank you to both of those who came out. on my call and the wife's call to check out the property. And as they approached, I let them know what was going on. I let them know that I was armed, and they said, "That's fine. Can you go ahead and put your firearm away?" Which I did. I holstered my weapon, and they checked it out. They checked out the interior, the exterior, the basement, and luckily there were no signs of forced entry. And later on, I was able to pinpoint that sound that was coming, and it was the wind that would knock the screen door like no other, to where it sounds like the front door is opening and closing. So they came. We got it all worked out. But I felt I just had to share the story and find out, for one, make sure that you guys are bringing some type of weapon with you when you're checking out houses, especially if you're doing it alone. And two, what would you have done? So like, not just what you say that you would do, but if you think that you're seriously in that situation. For example, me, I was in that situation. It's upstairs in the bathroom, long hall that I have to clear to get to the door. And my big thing was, if I'm clearing this hall and the threat comes from one of these 3 rooms, I don't know what room, but it's 3 rooms that come into a hallway. So if the threat or multiple threats come into such a narrow hallway that it's really hard to dodge bullets in the narrow hallway. So that's the day when somebody's getting shot. And as I mentioned, it would have been very, very inconvenient for me to get shot that day. Like I said, I had the wife in the car, the kids in the car. We were on our way to go and do some things, so we wouldn't have liked to have to go to Barnes Jewish or anything like that. I'm glad that we did. But how would you have reacted in this situation? Casey, would you defend yourself? Would you stay on the defense? Would you go on the offense? Would you call for help? Which most people's help would be either their family or it's the authorities, which I have both there. My family and the authorities as well. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my sister, and of course my wife. So let me know in the comments what your reaction will be. Let me know in the comments if you have ever encountered a threat when you were going inside of a vacant house and how you handled it. Maybe that can help me out, because as I said, I get these houses sometime and they're vacant, and we have to go in and get them renovated. But there could be someone's home that we're occupying now, and we have to let them know that, hey, it's a new owner of the property, and they'll have to take up residence somewhere else. But I'm sure the guys have had different experiences than I have, so I'm interested in knowing what that would be. So make sure you leave it in the comments. My goal is to have a video coming to you once every week. This one was a little different, but I experienced it, so I'm going to go ahead and share it with my friends and family on YouTube and social media. So I look forward to your responses. If you like this type of information, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned. Next week, I have a new video coming to you. Thanks a lot.